All right, my friends, welcome to episode 138 of Prof and Dev Play Games. I'm going to stop everything right here and tell you that my mother-in-law came up to me this weekend and said, "Hey, do you know about Fortnite?"
What?
Yep. She's like, I was watching baseball, and this one baseball player, I can't remember who it was, he does a dance, and they asked him where it came from. He said it's the dance from Fortnite. We all play it. It was a Houston Astro player, actually. We all play it between games. And she was like, "So what's Fortnite?" Oh, my God. That game has apparently hit the mainstream. So.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it has. Like, you kind of can't escape it.
Right.
But I would not expect that level of mainstream.
Yeah. That's when I realized, this is everywhere now.
I mean, I wonder how many people are streaming it on Twitch right now.
I looked yesterday, and it was the second behind Dota. The second behind Dota. At like 180,000, I thought, or 160.
Well, Dota was doing it. Really? Because right now it's 300,000 viewers.
Wow. No, yesterday was 100. Because Dota was like 242 yesterday, and then it was 160 or 180.
I wonder if Dota was... Because Dota is... Where the hell is Dota at? Dota's not even on the top 5.
That's weird. I was looking yesterday because she asked me that. I was like, I wonder
games
if
sorted
it's
by
number
popularity. Yeah, no, it's because last time I looked at it was a couple days ago. Fortnite was also sitting around 300,000 viewers.
Huh?
Just on its regular there's Dota 2. Dota 2 is number 9 right now with 16,000 viewers.
What the hell?
They must have had some event. I bet typically when you see spikes like that, you have to assume that they were having some professional game, tournament was going on. Because,
big drop.
That's a big drop. Where's PUBG?
Yeah. PUBG was, yesterday when I looked, PUBG was at 77,000 or 76,000.
League is 75, Overwatch 54. So there must be a Smash Brothers tournament because it's 52,000 Smash Brothers.
For Wii U or Melee?
Melee.
Damn.
So there must be something going on there.
Yeah.
No, there's PUBG at 49,000.
That was like such the it game, and then it just got fucking just railroaded by Fortnite.
Oh yeah, Fortnite is, it's taking the mainstream.
Sure is. But,
write it while you can, Epic. Write it while you can. Because it will come crashing down at some point.
Yeah, but I think they'll probably be pretty happy with what they've made during the course of that ride.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is episode 138. I'm the professor at Prof Plays Games on Twitter, and over there is Summerspeak. Nope, that's Anthony at Summerspeak on Twitter. So nice sunny day today up in Seattle, huh?
It was. Generally nice. Was able to get out, fix some stuff on my deck, which rip up boards, put new boards down,
Okay.
Home ownership. Yay, fix things.
Yeah.
It's sunny. Fix things.
It's nice having a COA because everything outside's like, yep, you guys deal with that. Although we pay for it.
Pay for that. Yeah, I don't pay for any of that. And I can do whatever the hell I want to my house.
Yes.
I don't have to ask permission from anybody.
Right.
I have no guidelines.
Right. That is a plus for sure.
If I want to. I don't know.
Well, plus for the COA for us, when we moved into our old place, the day we moved in, there was a huge rainstorm and we sprung a big leak in the roof.
Good.
And had to pay a dime for the roof. They replaced the whole thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, so a little excessive for one hole in the roof, but whatever.
You're like, fine.
It's your money. You do what you want. Yeah. So we actually got more from them than they got from us the entire time we lived there.
That's great.
Yeah. So this week, we're going to kick off our road to E3. I guess we did last week where we talked about what you are doing to get ready for E3. This week, we're going to talk about kind of our predictions for what the third-party companies are going to bring to E3. Then next week, we'll talk about Xbox. And then the next 2 weeks, we'll talk about Sony and Nintendo, or vice versa, Nintendo or Sony. We haven't decided yet. Just kind of getting pumped and hyped up for E3. Should be a fun one. At least for me, because I'm not working it. You stress.
I mean, it'll still be fun for me, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Once the work's all done.
And honestly, but I'm not the one in the pitches necessarily.
Right.
So I feel like I'm going to be sitting around.
Yeah.
For a part of it. And honestly, I'll go through the floor. I'll see what's there.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I'm sure it'll be crazy, insane, and overwhelming, but
I wonder if you'll get a chance to play anything.
I'm not going to wait any lines to play anything. But if I can just walk up and play something, sure.
Yeah. So the big third parties, we are talking about Ubisoft, we're talking about EA, Activision, and Bethesda. Yep. So let's go with Ubisoft first. I enjoyed their conference last year. It was one of my favorites. What do you think is going to happen?
There's the rumor is Division 2.
Yeah,
that seems pretty big.
Likely. Yep.
An Assassin's
Battle
Creed
Royale of some sort.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Why wouldn't there be a Battle Royale?
Right.
We will get to that as we go through this. Yeah. Assassin's Creed expansion, some like big DLC.
Yeah,
for Origins.
I think they're going to have something in the vein of Blood and Wine for The Witcher.
Yeah.
Basically, my money is on and I play this game, so I should know her name, but I don't play her. You don't play her very much in the game. Aya, the wife.
Okay.
Bayek and Aya. I think it's Aya. I think she would be the protagonist of the next game. Keeping in mind, I haven't finished Origins, so I don't know if she survives the game, but my guess is that she would be the protagonist of the expansion.
Yeah, so I could see that. I could see them just spinning off a story from there. Bigger.
Yeah.
Calling it good for the year on Assassin's Creed. Do we get another Rabbids announcement?
It's like the thing I want the most. I hope they're like, we're bringing like Link or Zelda plus Rabbids, or here's a Mario plus Rabbids 2, or here's another DLC drop. We still haven't gotten the Donkey Kong one yet, so I'm not sure. Unless, and we'll get to this later, unless it happened in the last 5 months and I just didn't pay attention to it, which is fucking likely. I don't know. They'll talk about that some more, I guess, or we'll get a new one.
Yeah.
Or nothing. I don't know. It's just.
I think it's sold well enough. So.
Oh yeah.
I just don't know what the turnaround time is. Something more worthwhile. I could see them just doing a deal, like going, "Yep, we're doing another DLC for it." Sure. But if the turnaround time's fast enough for them to do a bigger, like a Mario plus Rabbids 2, or let's just call it Nintendo plus Rabbids 2, something like that.
That would be great.
I hope. I mean, that'd be really cool. I would like to see them continue with that partnership.
It would be kind of cool to see them turn it into a platform like Ubisoft seems to be doing with every other game, where here's your base game and we're just going to keep adding packs of content. So here's a Donkey Kong one, and then the next one would be, I don't know, Pikmin. No, not Pikmin. That's not Mario. But Waluigi or Luigi's Mansion, or I don't know, something crazy.
What else from them?
You haven't played that game yet, right?
I haven't.
Okay, yeah.
Eventually.
One day.
One day. I've got too much stuff. Yes.
Yeah. And you're probably just playing Battletech, but we'll get to that later.
Kind of a little bit, but not even a lot of that. Like, they're just having the time.
Yeah, too much work.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, why am I playing games? I should be building games right now.
And if you're curious, dear listener, listen to our episode last week. You'll hear everything Anthony's been working on.
Yeah.
So yeah, what else?
I thought. I'd see the rumors that they're going to be pushing For Honor a lot again.
I was about to say that they're basically going to not rebrand it, but like relaunch it basically.
Yes. I still don't think it's the game for me to play. Like, because it was free this weekend on Steam.
Right.
And I was like, oh, let's look at this more. And I watched some streamers doing it. One of who I follow a lot, Lobos Jr. And he's just really good at Souls-like combat. Like, that's what he does. And it was awesome watching him play. And I'm just like, I can't play this game. Like, I will just get destroyed. But there's a lot of content for it now. A lot.
Yeah. I was super tempted to get the starter pack this weekend because it was cheap during the thing. And I played the demo before it launched, and it was fun and looked good. And I actually played it also at PAX whenever I went. Yep. But it just didn't seem like the game for me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't think it's the game for me, but I can see them doing a big push on it. Because it seems like they're supporting it. And they're like,
exactly.
Come hell or high water, we're going to make this thing stick for a little bit longer. Like they did that with Siege.
Rainbow Six Siege. They've done it with the Division 2. They turned that. I mean, it wasn't the greatest launch ever. It wasn't terrible, but they made it better. And then Assassin's Creed Origins already was a good launch, but the content that's come after the 2 DLC packs, people are just raving about, especially the newest one. So there's just.
So I think they're setting themselves up for that tradition of they do longer tails for their games.
Well, I think that puts trust, the customers feel trust to buy their games at launch, perhaps, and say that this is going to be supported for a long time after the whole Assassin's Creed Unity fiasco, where the game was, so many glitches and bugs when it launched. Ubisoft kind of turned it around and has some just really nice support, long tail support for their games.
Yeah.
So,
and they don't have to worry about hostile takeovers anymore. So
yeah, that's nice.
We'll see.
Some rumor that I heard that Vivendi was basically doing it just so they can get the stock prices to jump so they could sell. So, perhaps.
I'm sure a certain amount of metagaming to the stock market and stock prices.
Yeah, absolutely. So. But Ubisoft, I am most excited about Ubisoft's conference in terms of the third parties. They seem to be turning into one of my favorite developers. So I'm excited to see what crazy shit. There's going to be something crazy.
I assume they're going to announce some new IP or new something out of the blue. And I don't know what that would be, but it would make sense. They have all these standard things and sequels, but I could still see them throwing out won't be out this year. But hey, we're doing this new thing as well.
Right. Well, they're also going to talk about the pirate game, whatever it's called. I forget, Skull and Bones or something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're going to talk about their Toys to Life initiative that they talked about last year, and we haven't heard anything from since.
I think that's probably dead. I'm going to be honest. I think all the toy, that fad, the Guitar Hero Rock Band fad,
right,
has come and gone. There's a small market for it, but it's not that big anymore. We've seen most things have died in that genre now.
It seems like including Amiibo, there have been a couple new Amiibo, like the Detective Pikachu Amiibo and a couple other small ones, but there's not been a huge push like there was before for them.
No.
Because they don't do shit. They look nice, but they don't do anything.
Yeah. Anything else with Ubisoft?
No, I think that covers it for me. I'm excited, so we'll see.
So
next one is your old company. Sort of.
I never got to go to headquarters.
Never? They didn't?
No, I never. I never went down to Redwood Shores.
Is their headquarters in Redwood Shores?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So this would be EA.
Mm-hmm.
The infamous Electronic Arts destroyer of developers.
Destroyer of companies and
honestly, excitement not high. We're gonna get a Battlefield. I think the World War II Battlefield.
Yep.
Yay. Okay. We'll get some sports games announced because they always do a big section on their sports. Anthem. Oh my God! Will they show Anthem?
Yeah, that's got to be the big centerpiece of their show, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It pretty much does. There's that. If it's not, then there's Trouble in Paradise. They might show or tease Dragon Age 4. It's in development.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's been in development for a few years. So it's not a this year game. Could be at earliest next fall. But I could see them doing a teaser or something.
Some sort of either a logo screen, or you mean like a kind of a cinematic?
A logo screen kind of thing. Like some voiceover, maybe some art, like a stylistic trailer. Teaser type thing.
Dragon Age 4. Fuck the hinterlands.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll be curious. I've kept up on rumors of that. It sounds cool. The rumors where you would go, I can't even remember. It's like the nation to the north that's like full of, it's pretty much a totalitarian dictatorship. They're complete, but it sounds like at one point it was going to be set there. You're going to doing a lot of exploration in that area. Mm-hmm. So it's just an area that they had never gone to before in the world.
Right.
So could be cool, but that's my long shot that they might just tease that. But it's Anthem. They're going to show Anthem a lot more playable stuff. I assume it's going to launch the end of this year, ideally.
You think it's launching? I thought they pushed it.
Actually, they pushed it back, didn't they? They pushed it back like 6 months. But it's still this fiscal year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So March, probably.
Just seems like a short timeline for Casey Hudson to fix whatever needed to be fixed, if there was anything to fix.
I don't know. Hard to say.
Yeah. We'll see. But that's got to be the centerpiece. I think also we're going to see some sort of EA original, like a Unravel 2.
Oh, yeah. All that stuff. Like, I assume
way
most
out
that's just a standard. I assume they'll bring out some indie darling that they'll showcase.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
say, look at, we don't do just these few big games. We also do this one a year indie thing.
Trying to think of another EA game that I want them to talk about, and I just
Burnout, maybe.
Well, yeah, they just did the remaster. Oh, you know what? The fuck? Mass Effect Trilogy remaster. Like,
maybe.
I doubt it, but that's what I want.
Yeah.
I seriously, in fact, if they're going to be talking about Anthem, there's probably no way they talk about that at all. But I would like to know something.
I don't think
like,
they do that at E3.
Oh,
I honestly think that when they do announce that, it will be announced at in 7 Day or something.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just tie it very closely to the Mass Effect community.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
But yeah, actually, if there's anything like a newer thing, I could totally see that with the remastering Burnout Paradise. A newer Burnout. I could see that.
Is Spyro EA?
Spyro? No, it's Activision.
Okay. So we'll get to that soon then. Yeah, it'll be sports and it'll be Battlefield.
It's predictable.
Yeah, it seems very predictable. And last year was just like Star Wars, kind of too much Star Wars. I know I'm
honestly, they might show some Star Wars stuff this year too, to like how DLC they're fixing it or try to manage the image on that, and they'll look at we've learned and it's different now. Like I could see them doing a little segment on that, but it's going to be fairly predictable, honestly. Like I do not have much hope that they'll throw out any curveballs on what to expect.
And I don't have much interest outside of Anthem, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in Anthem, and even then, I'm like, you got to show me more.
Right.
It is the BioWare A team, so that's good. Hope it's good, but
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean, this is maybe make or break for the studio at this point.
Yeah.
So, and the name is the same, but a lot of people have left.
Yeah,
I know Casey
and
came back, but yeah, and come back, exactly right. Yeah, we'll see, but I'm not super excited about them. We'll see, I guess. Next one, also, I'm not too excited about Activision either, because I think that their games are kind of predictable as well.
They're not doing a big thing.
Right.
Big presentation.
They'll be on
the floor, so you'll see the next Call of Duty. They'll announce their Battle Royale mode for it.
Yep.
Because we know that's coming.
Yep.
What else? I mean, Spyro stuff. They're doing the Spyro remaster, so maybe some more stuff around that. Destiny expansion. Destiny 2 expansion will probably be there.
That should be on the Sony stage, I assume. Or yeah, it will be.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It will show up on the Sony stage. Call of Duty, Sony still? Will Microsoft try to buy that one back?
Oh. I wonder if that deal for Sony, do you think it's long term, like 5-year
it's probably
deal?
per game.
Per game? Okay.
Per game, or it was for a set amount of games. Like, that's not a...
Yeah.
I mean, although at this point, would it be worth it? Like, if they did a lot of branding with Microsoft, pretty much everyone else this generation has switched to PS4 for a lot of that stuff.
So they're still going to buy
so
it
why are they going to...
no matter what?
Yeah, why would they pick up an Xbox, necessarily, to play? If this is the standard, I buy Call of Duty once a year, and that's my game. Like, I play it where my friends are. Guess where all my friends are now? They're on PSN.
Yeah, I feel like Microsoft wants to buy some things so they can say, hey, we have this exclusive thing, even if it's like a map pack or whatever, but I don't see that happening this time. I mean, Microsoft, we'll get them in a couple of weeks, or next week perhaps, but they just need new IP, or new games in their current IP, I guess.
Yeah. And they won't show any Blizzard stuff. Because Blizzard just does it all themselves at their own pace.
Save it for BlizzCon.
BlizzCon and whatever. So
yeah.
I think I can't. Is there anything else? Like, Activision's a pretty stable studio on what they're doing. They're like, this is what we do. Blizzard does this stuff. It's cool.
Well, speaking of Activision, real quick, and Bungie, you saw Destiny 2 as the early unlock for the June Humble Bundle.
Yes.
That's
not a good sign for the PC player base.
Yeah, no, it was low, but that's real low. So, I guess if you have spare $12 laying around. That's a game you could pick up, but you have lots of other better things to play. So
yeah.
I was talking to my friend Brad, and I mentioned that, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I actually bought that at launch." I was like, "Oh, but you told me last week that you hadn't played the campaign." He's like, "Yeah, I still haven't touched it." It's like, ouch. So
there's a lot of other good stuff to play.
Absolutely, especially when that launched September. There was stuff coming up, and just ouch.
Yeah.
Last one is Bethesda, which is sometimes a wild card. Although last year I think it was a little predictable.
I think this isn't going to be a completely predictable year. I don't think we'll get Skyrim 6 or Elder Scrolls 6. I don't think they're going to. No.
Like, shit, we already got to Skyrim 6?
Yeah, with
3, 4, 5.
But Elder Scrolls 6, I just don't think it's time yet. I think next year, maybe. They've just made mention that it's way out. So, but they also said that they're working on 2 other games that they have not announced.
Right.
Big games. And I don't know what those are. They're like new IP?
One was a new IP for sure. I don't remember the second one, but they mentioned in a new, like a Destiny-ish genre.
So like space. Like that far future space. Not... Because they already have sci-fi, post-apocalyptic sci-fi, and they have fantasy, so...
Right.
Traveling the stars, more hopeful sci-fi? Hard sci-fi?
Do you know what the... Okay, so Skyrim came out in 2011. Fallout 4 came out in 2015, so that's 4 years. So yeah, I think you're right. We got another year before.
Any kind of announcement, and I could see it still taking longer than that, just because of the scale that they'll probably... Again, because they'll be like, well, we have to do something bigger than Skyrim. How long does that take? So...
Right.
I just feel like it's so yeah, Fallout 4 was 2015.
Yep.
I think 2020 would probably be the likely release date for their next big open world game. Give them 5 years.
Did you ever finish Fallout 4, by the way?
Nope.
Yeah.
I really should go back to it.
I keep thinking that. I put like 25 hours into that game and did not finish.
I put a lot more than that. I think I was close to like 70 or 80.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah,
I did a ton in that game, except progress the story.
Yeah, of course. Kind of like Skyrim, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, video games are there to have fun, so you had fun, so who cares?
No, I don't care. Like, that's what it got. I was able to do what I wanted to do in that game, which that's kind of what I want from Bethesda games, that they're big studio games.
Right.
But things that they will talk about.
Legends.
Of course, they'll do stuff with Legends. I think it's doing okay for them. I don't know, though. Legends... Wolfenstein 2 DLC?
Probably DLC and definitely Switch, because it's not going to be out on Switch till June 29th. So we'll see more of that.
Do that. Do you think one of their games they'll announce, is it going to be a Fallout spinoff? Like New Vegas style? Like some other studio just using the engine to make a Fallout game?
God, I hope so. I mean, I know that I didn't finish 4, but I know how revered New Vegas was. And I just like to see, if they're not going to do a proper one anytime soon, for the fans of that series to get a spin-off again would be pretty nice.
It's possible. Another possibility is Doom 2.
I think Doom 2 is likely. I don't think it's confirmed.
It's quick. It's a super fast turnaround if they do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. I mean, it came out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And they say they announce it now. And who says it comes out this year? It could be next year.
Yeah, I think
so. That could be likely. And they're not going to swap engines completely. They just update the current one and new content. So yeah, that's doable. 3-year cycle on that. So yeah, that is a possibility.
What about a Prey 2 or another Dishonored? Or
I don't think they're going to announce anything like that. I don't think the sales were strong enough on either.
Right. Well, and I know there's a lot of reasons why these things happen, but people felt pretty strongly that they were good games, but just the review policy where they didn't get the games in people's hands so that people weren't hearing the buzz for the games. Like, for example, God of War, finally tipped me over the edge to buy it was because how much positive buzz there was from the press. So, I think that still matters.
It does. It helps build that buzz.
Right.
You want that when the game's releasing. It doesn't. There's so much, again, we keep coming back, there's so much that's coming out. If you can't rise above it in the marketing standpoint and get people talking about your game,
right
before it launches, you've probably already lost.
I think also dropping Wolfenstein 2. I don't remember when Prey dropped, but Wolfenstein 2 in the middle of like just, it came out the same day as Zelda and not Zelda, Jesus, Mario and Origins. There's just a lot of competition for that, and it probably would have done a lot better if they dropped it in March of this year, for example, or something. So I think we'll see some of that. Maybe some Elder Scrolls Online expansion or something. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's, unless it's that new IP is really striking or it's a Fallout spin-off game. I think those two announcements would be the huge ones if they do it. The rest is going to be pretty much like, oh, these are things you've already seen or iterations on what you've seen.
Right.
This is interesting. This year at E3, there's a lot of that where I feel like going into it, it's going to be a lot of a few surprises, but just iterations on what we've seen since... Like last year, the last couple of years have had a lot of like just big stuff.
Right.
They tend to go in cycles. So we're going into what I would consider the down year now. Where dev cycles are just so far out that everyone's kind of recuperating from these just huge games that have come out in the last 2 years.
Right. Senior people have taken their sabbaticals. And
just like, and they have to spin up new things, and those new things aren't close enough to actually announce.
Right.
So it's just a cycle. Like we don't always get a year like 2017. Like that's like every like
once a decade.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it kind of, like maybe twice at the early and end of a decade. Like it's rare, and so usually after that point there's a come down period as things start building back up. So that's kind of where I'm expecting this year. A few surprises, but it's not going to be crazy.
Right. Do you think we see Rockstar and Red Dead Redemption 2 anywhere? I know they usually don't come to E3, but
they'll show up on a stage, I'm sure.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
We'll see who gets their money.
I'm pretty sure it's already been said that Xbox has some sort of marketing deal with them.
Co-marketing.
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll see something on the Microsoft stage for that.
Right.
Not that it matters because it's coming wherever. I'm sure there's some DLC, maybe something going like, hey, if you get this on Xbox, you get some stuff. Maybe that's what Microsoft needs. I don't know.
Sure need something, man. Yeah. I mean, they're still doing well, I guess, but not compared to Sony. So,
and not as well as they did last generation.
Definitely not. Well, especially in terms of games.
Yeah, games and just like
Jesus
being the forefront, like driving a lot of the momentum into games and genres and things like that.
Right.
Like everyone always in 360 age was like, look at Xbox Live was a thing. It was huge. Like that was the online place to be. That's where to play, and you really don't hear about that anymore.
Nope. Now it's PSN, and that's still probably not in the same caliber as they talked about Live. So
no, Live was the one that just kind of spearheaded all that, but you just don't hear about that anymore. You don't hear excitement of like things that they're pushing forward into that and making it better. But
right, we're supposed to hear about the Nintendo online service thing this month. Supposed to be early May, which is getting close, folks.
Come on, maybe Nintendo, can you do something good?
I have zero I have expectations, and they're in the dirt. So it's going to be hard to get lower than what I think it's going to be. So, especially for $20 a year, like it's just going to be like you can play online. Okay, that's it.
Yeah. So
no voice chat, no virtual console, no free games, no nothing. Just you can play online.
There you go. So, so I think that's the third parties. I think there'll be a couple nuggets throughout, but for the most part, it's going to be pretty much standard fare stuff people would expect.
Yeah, that seems about right. I think the surprises are going to be on the big three, and we'll get to those in the coming weeks, of course. But until then, let's move on to our weekly, usually, talk about Chrono Trigger. Last we left you were going through the Underwater Palace, trying to beat the Golem sisters is what you were working on.
Yeah, the Golem twins. I was just being dumb. I just needed to not use physical attacks on them. Yeah. That was it.
Which is...
the only thing. I was like, oh, I should just use something else.
Well, it's funny that you say that because after... Like, I went through the whole thing without reading the guide at all. Afterwards, I read it because I was like... I must have missed something, or like I was overpowered anyways. I'm over leveled, obviously, because I ran around places too much. But it was nothing. Like I got through the whole thing and those sisters in 35 minutes, the whole thing. And when I fought the sisters or the twins or whatever, I just used Chrono and Ayla.
Yeah.
Their Falcon Strike. So it just hits them both at the same time for like 2,200 damage every time, which is a physical attack. So I was, when I read later on the guide, you're not supposed to use physical attack, I was confused because that's what I was using on them. So I don't know. Unless Falcon Strike is not a physical attack.
I don't know what it's keyed as. No, they were just crushing me with like, when I did get crushed was, the thing that halves your HP.
Yeah, that fucking ball thing.
Halves your HP, and then they would do like a 300 damage attack to me afterwards, and it just wiped me super quick. I just was like, okay, fine, we're just going with magic. It's cool. I can handle this.
I must have gotten lucky because my HP was something like 800, and I get halved. Yeah,
yours is way higher than mine.
Yeah,
I think I'm sitting around like 6 something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense then, because I would be alive by like 50 hit points, and then I'd use Robo to use the heal beam and get me back up, and then use the Lapis, I think, to give everyone.
Your party's just broken. That's it.
It is. I think I've broken the game. Like it was nothing, and like it was probably my favorite dungeon just because of how intuitive it felt. Like everything was like nothing was confusing. Like it was just very straightforward. Even though it's like a hexagonal or whatever shape, and you're going off in these different rooms and getting a bunch of cool gear. Flipping switches, and all of it just the level design there just was very coherent to me, which I appreciated. And then I beat the sisters, and then finished that. This was a couple days ago, so I finished whatever the Lavos Beckon's whole timeline, and now I'm on to the next one.
Yeah, which is that's where I'm at in the at the end where you. Dalton shows back up and you awaken and you're in jail again, because that's a common theme in this game is escaping jail. And then that's where I'm at right now, as I have to escape
so
jail.
We're at the same place.
Yeah.
Cool. I gotta say, it's freaking nice to hold a controller or a DS in my hand. Doesn't hurt. Like it just feels almost normal. So that's
good. Don't hurt your wrist again.
Yeah. I gotta tell my daughter that.
Wrists are good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our Chrono Trigger, and I guess we'll move on to other things we've been playing, and based upon our work schedules, I think that's pretty light.
Yeah, so we mentioned BattleTech. I have played some BattleTech, because it just works out well. It's easy to drop in, do a mission, like when I'm taking lunch and not wanting to think about whatever math or algorithm I'm thinking about. I can just be like, I'm just going to go shoot something. And so that works. I really enjoy the game quite a bit. There's a lot that bugs me about it, from a presentation and pausing and weird pacing stuff, but nostalgia was very strong with me in that game, and it's also selling. It's not just me, it's selling really well. I still think it's in the top 5 best selling on Steam so far.
Right. Well, my friend here picked it up too. I don't know if he's played it or not yet, but he was very interested in it and got it.
And it is. It's super complex. It doesn't shy away from its tabletop roots. It's not a complete like one-to-one translation of the miniatures game, tabletop game, but it's close.
That's cool.
And they're just like, you want to customize your mechs? Yeah, it uses the same rules that those books on my shelf use. Like, and it's fiddly. Like, things have to fit in certain places, and they have tonnage, and they generate heat. There's all sorts. You can just tweak all the armor values on all your different limbs and parts of the mech's body, so you can free up tonnage. And that
sounds like a rabbit hole.
It is a rabbit hole, and it's the rabbit hole I kind of love. So there's plenty of times that I'll just boot it up and I'm like, I'm not actually even playing a mission, I'm just tweaking my mechs just because I'm like, I have an idea. I'm like, I can swap stuff out and try out this new build and everything. So it just has that to it. But for anyone new, I'm like, God, this is going to be the most complex thing ever.
Is the gameplay XCOM-like?
I mean, it's tactics. Yes, it's XCOM-like. It's not on a square grid.
Mm-hmm.
It's on, I kind of call them fake hexes, dots. You move, so you'll always stop on like a dot, which would be like the center of a hex. You never see the hex, but the reason why it's not a hex is you can then rotate yourself freely. So you can point at any angle you want.
Not just 6, whatever.
Yeah, not just the 6 sides. Like, so it's free rotation, but movement is fixed to, like, you can move 5 spaces, 5 dots. So it's, yes, XCOM-like, but not exactly.
Yeah, okay.
You have to move and then shoot, or shoot, you don't get to move, so it's strict like that. There's a lot more to manage, though. It's deeper than XCOM quite a bit, and you pay for it through complexity. So
yeah,
but it is what it is. I think I enjoy it more just because I have such history with the franchise and the tabletop. So none of the concepts are foreign to me. Like I'm like, oh, okay. Well, tabletop says this is how this. Okay, that's how it works. Cool. All right, next.
That probably makes it a lot more approachable for someone like you who's been...
It's super approachable for me overall. Like, I didn't get really bogged down in any kind of stuff. It still took a while. There was some newer mechanics and stuff that they do specifically for the game that took me a little bit to understand or actually even notice specifically. And once I did, I got much better at the game.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's what I've played mostly. Did I boot up Monster Hunter or God of War? I think I booted up God of War once, and I'm still very early in the game.
Is it just not clicking for you, or just...
No, it is. I just gotta find time for it. Like, by the time night comes around now, when I would typically play this, I'm just exhausted. Yeah. Like, I'm just mentally, like, I just kind of want to watch a movie. I need something to just show me pictures. I don't want to think.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. It goes through phases, and it will switch back. I really do want to play God of War because it's so pretty, and I've seen so much on my Twitter feed of people playing it and posting like pictures, and I'm like, this looks incredible. I just need to have the like mental awareness and capacity to sit down and play it.
Right.
That's why Monster Hunter, I just can't play it right now. Because I have to think so much during the combat. And God of War, that's the thing. It's not just a button mashy combat anymore. Like, yeah, it seems you actually have to be thinking through your combat a little bit more, and I just my brain's not there right now. I'm using all of it during the day. So I kind of feel like if I felt like it, I might just play Diablo 3 again.
Oh, I forgot about that coming to Switch this year.
Yeah, I mean, that might be perfect for me.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds
my
like
brain's dead? Cool. All right, I'll just spam.
Click.
Yep. Watch the pretty things.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of pretty things, I sent you a text this week letting you know that I'm an idiot. I pre-ordered the Ninja Turtles Pack for Injustice 2 like last November or December when it was announced, and promptly forgot about it.
I didn't know you pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
That's even better.
Yeah. Isn't that great? I paid for it way back in the last year, and I was just sitting in my kitchen. I was cooking a Blue Apron meal for the family, and I was just doodling away on Twitter while I was waiting for something to finish or whatever. And then I was like, wait, I saw like a Ninja... Oh, no, it was the Splatoon fest or Splatfest that happened on Friday. It was Raph versus Leo or whatever. And I was like, wait a second. Didn't I order the Turtles for Injustice 2? Then I Googled the release date. The release date was February. They were out in February. So I loaded it up last night, had to download a bunch of stuff, but then I got to play. I had about half an hour before I needed to go to bed because I was so dead tired. So half an hour, 15 minutes of that was downloading shit. But it downloaded 2 gigs of stuff in about 4 minutes. So I was like, what the fuck is happening to my internet? That's amazing. But then I played, and they're rad. They look good. It's fun playing as them. It's a little weird selecting the turtles because you have to go into like a sub menu to switch out the character's weapon, and when you switch the weapon, then it changes the turtle. So it's,
okay.
And there are only 3 loadouts, so you can only have 3 turtles saved until you get to level 10 or whatever. But as their kind of combos include all the rest of the turtles, and they all 4 play differently. Which is cool. So you end up having 4 characters basically. They don't play the same. And it's turtles. They're exactly what you imagine. So it's a lot of fun.
That's ridiculous. I'm just gonna say that is such an odd thing to add into the game.
Well, and people were like, well, is this canon? People were like, well, there's the Turtles and Batman comic that is still going. And I think I mentioned that to you last week, or the week before, that I was reading that, and I was like, yeah, it's really good writing. Dude, it's fucking not. It's awful writing. I got further into that first one. Like, it's real bad.
Speaking of comics, it was Free Comic Books Day this weekend.
Yeah, that's what I heard, that people were out getting their free comics.
The library here did.
Oh, nice.
So, because Free Comic Day, there's stores can partner with schools and libraries.
Uh-huh.
And where I live doesn't have a comic book store on the island. They store in one of the small towns across the water. Partnered with them, and yeah, you could go to the library on Saturday and kids got free comics. I got free comics. And I went off island too and went to another place as well because I was going across anyway. But yeah, Free Comic Book Day. Pick up comics.
Awesome.
So
what do you get on? What kind of comics do you get? I'd never done it before.
So what do I have here? I have a Ghost in the Shell exclusive premiere. It's actually a bigger one. I don't know. It feels like probably like 32 pages, and it's a premiere for a hardback Ghost in the Shell anthology coming out later this year. A Doctor Who comic. It has a couple short stories. A new comic called Barrier from Brian K. Vaughan.
Oh yeah, the guy did Saga.
Yeah.
So it's fucking weird then, huh?
I don't know. I haven't read that one yet, but it's a full issue.
Okay.
The full issue of the first one. I got an Overwatch comic.
Oh, nice.
And a thing called Terry Moore's Strangers in Paradise, which is a black and white kind of indie thing. My kids got a Pokemon comic, a Disney Princesses comic, Avengers, Spider-Man, and did they get any other ones? I think that might be it.
Dang, that's a pretty broad selection of free comics.
Oh, it's a great selection. They have stuff for kids, kind of teens, and definitely like the Brian K. Vaughan one. Like, adults. The library actually made sections where like, this is the adults, for the teens, for the kids.
Oh, nice. Makes it easy.
It did make it easy. Although they put like Avengers and teen, but I'm like, no, my kids can read Avengers, whatever.
Yeah. Right.
So it's a cool thing. I appreciate it every year. Usually it comes out like this would be the weekend that you'd have like a big comic book movie coming out. But that would have been Infinity War, but they moved it up a week. 2 months ago, Marvel just moved it was supposed to launch in the US this weekend, but they moved it 1 week up.
Did they say why?
Coincide with the international release.
Okay.
They just released it like worldwide at the same time.
Yeah.
It was ready for the most part. They could do it. So, right. And I think Disney wanted more space between it and Solo.
Deadpool. And what?
Solo. Han Solo.
Oh, Solo. Yeah, that's coming out next month?
No, a couple weeks.
Couple weeks? This
May, month? Yeah, it's Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, yeah, okay. That makes sense then.
I think they Deadpool. Like, there's a number of reasons why it's like, give Infinity War more breathing room. So, yeah. But
like game releases now, there's so much coming out. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, a little bit. So, that was fun. And then my other favorite free day is the Saturday after E3. Free role-playing day.
What
you get modules. Like, they're just things you can go into. A lot of stores will run like one-shot role-playing adventures, and a lot of the companies will produce little softback like modules, like
a little pamphlet or whatever.
Yeah, little usually like 16 pages or something.
That's cool.
Sometimes it'll be like, hey, here's the basics of a system and a quick little scenario to run, right? One shot to run. So
that's fun.
That's been going on for years. I love it. I have a wide selection of those.
Nice.
But yeah, that was a fun thing to do.
I'm sure
it was cool to take my kids this year to go out. They were pretty excited to get stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, that's a pretty jam-packed episode, I must say. You're getting value for your $0, dear listeners. So next week we'll continue our march to E3 with talking about Xbox, and then continue with our Chrono Trigger and other games we're playing. Hopefully you and I will get more time to play games, but considering both of our work schedules, that's unfucking likely.
Yeah, we'll see what I can get in and when I get it in. Hopefully, I would like to not be as dead, like mentally drained.
Yeah.
once the kids go to bed.
Yep. Yeah, as soon as kids to bed, I'm just like, so tired.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my God.
I don't want to go to sleep because I want time to myself, but I'm tired.
That's the exact same conundrum that I have. Like, if I go to sleep now, I won't have any time to myself, but I'm so fucking tired.
Yep. I'm sorry to say it never goes away.
Ah, great.
Just gets a little easier sometimes.
Well, that's nice. It's gotten easier even between, like, first 3 months were hell, but the last 7 months have been much better.
Honestly, it only continues to get better.
Oh, thank God. I loved every moment of it from the beginning, but wow.
Yeah.
I'm tired all the time. Thank God I've finagled my work situation where I just teach one class a semester.
Yes.
So I was definitely done if I do.
That was a good choice. Good choice.
Yeah. Because there's gradient planning is just, it takes so much time, and that I need to raise my daughter. So
yes.
Yeah. But still got other things to do. Anyway, that was episode 138. Talked about video games, comic books, and all the other things that we do. We will be back next week. More E3 stuff. Thanks for listening. Please rate us and tell a friend and all that stuff. And we'll see you next week.
All right. Later, everyone.